Cover going out.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational. It is day 2. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host and caster today. And joining me on the panel is CA, caster and analyst. So let's give you guys a quick rundown. Now, today is the first half, and we will be watching Reckoning Esports go up against Global Esports. A little bit of an issue there with my co-caster, but not to worry, guys. We'll get straight back into it. So here's the map veto screen. It is India's best 8 that will be going up against each other in this invitational to claim the title of the top spot. So right here for map 1, we do see Ascent. Map 2, it will be Icebox. That is great for a change. And map 3, it will be Split. So while I wait for CA to get back, let's talk a little bit more about Global Esports and Reckoning Esports. First up, GE. They still will be retaining the same roster: Hellranger, Kappa, Skills, SK Rossi, and Lightning Fast. They did place top 2 in the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series, and that is basically how we get our rankings as well. So Global Esports, they got top 2. They were so close to reaching the finishing line, but hey, it was Velocity Gaming that took the title. So, Global Esports, the stage is set for them to kind of show us if they still have what it takes to actually be the top team this time around. Now, as for Reckoning Esports, they came around into the game slightly later, but the players, we know them. They've been in the competitive FPS scene for some of the longest time. We do have Rio, Razor, Ayan, Trist, and Clouder. Reckoning Esports, they are seen as one of the top 8 teams, at least here in India. So that is really cool. Let's switch on over and have a look at some of the players. I think we can pull up Global Esports. So, we've got all the player cams ready, and we do see Hellranger returning with his cup of tea. Skills very happy, and Kappa just gotta drop a few text messages. Global Esports, they look like they are ready to rumble. Reckoning Esports here, Razor and Tris, they do have their cam set up. Reckoning Esports, they are playing from the boot camp, I believe. So that's really cool. It's great to see that these players, even during the current situation that we're in, they're still going to be amongst one another, and we're still going to carry on all these games. I will explain a little bit about the format of the invitational. So you can take it as that it starts from a quarterfinals, and we're going to go all the way up to the grand finals. 8 teams are qualifying, and right now we do have CA back with us. CA, looking at the setup, it's like a quarterfinals kind of thing. We have a double elimination. What do you think about this invitational? How do you think day 2 is going to go?
Oh, it's all about just putting the teams directly into the pan, so to say, like directly into the action. They don't really have that leeway to sort of sort out their playstyle before they get here. And that's exactly what I expect from 2021. The last 5 months have been for all the teams to really get used to Valorant, really get used to how you approach the aspect of esports in this game. And now coming into 2021, it's all about establishing what you've learned and making sure you're growing as a team. And you could see on the webcams as well, right? Reckoning that in a boot camp and in Challenger Series 5, they came in with 2 new players in Trist and Clouder, and they were experiencing some synergy issues throughout the tournament, but they grew throughout the tournament. Now with the boot camp and them being the same squad as they were in the last month, I'm expecting much, much better things. But as you said about GE Apple, it's like this is our finalist team from our most recent tournament, so they're
Oh,
gonna come
yeah.
out here with a bang.
Indeed, and we do see the compositions are locked in, and surprisingly, it does look very similar, but I do believe that there is a deciding factor between the two duelists. Skills, he is going to be on that Phoenix, and Razor. We know Razor. We nicknamed him Jigglypuff because of some insane jiggling that he did, he got all those shots off. I believe it was a triple kill, so he's one to look out for as well. And Skills on that Phoenix, let's hope that he is in top shape, because we know how Skills can get when he pops off. All the curveballs, the running back, he makes every single thing count. Now, the first map, it is Ascent, a lot of long-range battles, so we can also look towards the Jets on both sides. I believe SK Rossi and Ayan, they are insane, and when they pop off, they really pop off. And here are the guys from Global Esports, they're getting ready. And as we load into the game, we will have Global Esports starting out on the side of defense and Reckoning Esports on the side of attack. Now, this is going to be especially tricky because we are looking at the track record of both teams. They do exceptionally well on the map Ascent. So this is going to be a close battle. I do believe it might be a very back and forth situation, but right off the bat, we do see a full-on attack coming in from Reckoning Esports onto the B-side. Kappa will find a kill with the shotgun skills. Rossi, Kappa chimes in again, and Reckoning Esports not off to a great start, but that's going to be a triple kill for Rio. It's a 1v2 situation. He only has 48 HP left, no abilities to utilize, but he does get the spike planted. Beautiful paranoia coming out from Hellranger. It does connect, and now as it does expire, Rio, he is bouncing in between the walls, trying to get as much damage as possible off, but Hellranger connects. A beautiful headshot. Global Esports with a great bit of defense there on the B side.
Yeah, a really good round for Global Esports. Really well played on the retake. A quick execute for Reckoning, but they're not able to get to their post plants on time, meaning Global easily able to pull off the retake, coming in hard and fast, making sure that they're utilizing the fact that they're actually running this to double duelist composition. Coming into this matchup, I was expecting Global to perhaps go for the single duelist composition with the breach on Hellranger, but they're rotating back to what has been standard from the start of the entire esports series, which is this double duelist, putting skills on that Phoenix that we really saw him first on, that he was able to rise to fame. And given his positioning, like, I think he's one of the key players to push forward here and be that X factor. Now, Skills, he's one of the few players where, like, if he starts popping off, he will just take over. So Reckoning, they need to make sure he doesn't do that. But SK Rossi, aggressive peak, first blood, once again GE in the lead.
Ooh, and now Rossi's gonna find a kill lightning fast. He comes in as well. Rossi's gonna be taken out by Ayan. An eco round for Reckoning Esports, and they're making it count with 2 takedowns. Now, let's see what is left for Rio and Ayan to be able to do in this circumstance. Ayan does pick up a Spectre, and as they linger in B main, they might have to pull it back. The spike is still on Rio, so they could look for a potential rotate. Now, what is really the mid area of Ascent? And Hellranger, he's going to be watching that A side from a very defensive position, you know, being able to wait for those audio cues, you know, hearing your opponents trying to sneak in and take over your territory. Staying in a very defensive position allows you to keep yourself safe, and for time, your teammates will take to rotate. So Ayan and Rio, they're going to move into this lobby area. It does look like a potential attempt at taking over the A site.
2v3 on the map. Reckoning, they've done a decent bit of damage. They've got the guns to their name, Ayan with the Spectre now. But they need to get the spike blunt, and they will be able to do that because A-side is completely clear. Now, Global Esports, they have the man advantage as well as the health advantage. So if they can get here and push through together, they will be able to get the round win. But it's going to be all up to Ayan. His positioning extremely key in this round. If he can get the opening kill, clear off the rafters area, then he'll buy a lot of space and time for his team. Now, the smoke going through for Hellranger towards that long, allowing them to push in. Ayan taken down, and while Rio finds a return kill, now with his positioning, reveal doesn't have much, but has his Hunter Spirit ready, will be able to get one tag, but does not land the kill just yet. Instead, he's just buying time. And with Hellranger having pushed through, Skills should have an easy defuse. But the one tap coming through for Rio, can he reach there in time? He cannot. Rio, he'll get the 4K, but will not be able to get the round. Still, a really good round for Reckoning Esports, able to do a ton of damage, get the 4K for Rio, and save the Vandal as well.
was beautifully played by Rio. What a clutch situation. Unfortunately, not able to defend that spike, but hey, that recovery was insane. That 4K has given Rio so much to work with, and now he's going to be standing at the top across the board with 7 kills. That was just nuts. But, you know, that attack by Rio and Ayan to go for that rotate and that plant, I think they played it very well given the circumstance. It was an eco round for them, so hey, well worth for Reckoning Esports. Now Trist, he's gonna find the first pick off onto SK Rossi. And now GE with a man down in defense, they've got to pull themselves closer and anticipate a full-on attack from Reckoning Esports, because if they want to be aggressive and they want to be quick, they have the tools to ensure that that can happen.
Now 5v4 on the map, it's Reckoning who have like the slightly better weaponry given the fact that they got the 4K and it was their eco round. So in them getting the first blood is going to set themselves up really well. But Skills with the aim and push, able to wrap around onto mid, get that backstab and secure that kill. Reckoning now all forced to funnel into this B site, but with Lightning Fast and Kappa just waiting in the shadows, they're going to willingly give up their site, play for the retake, instead get all the information they can and wait for their teammates to come through. You can see already Skills and Hellranger, they've made their way onto this site. It's going to be the market and CT push for Global Esports, but all of Reckoning ready. It's Kappa who started off with the shock dart, and now 4v3 on the map. Global Esports ready to push for the retake.
I'm not a fan of the post-plant positions of Reckoning Esports. 3 members are all on B side to win boathouse. Skills is gonna find one, so does Lightning Fast. And Skills with a triple kill this round. Great backstab push, picking up all these frags, and Reckoning might just need to be a little bit more mindful of their post-plant positions, because it was very easy for the remaining 4 members of Global Esports to just close down and corner them onto that site and the boathouse. But you can see, you know, a little bit of relief on the side of GE. Reckoning Esports, they're cracking their heads. They've got to come up with a new plan, and Reckoning is fully capable of giving Global Esports a hard time. You know, sometimes these teams, they need to take a little bit of time to kind of get a feel of their opponent. Once again, it has been a while since the last time we've seen these guys competitively here in one of our tournaments. So, you know, Skills here with 4 kills, Kappa with 3, and Rossi as well. And Rio still standing strong with 7. Might need a little bit more help from his buddies.
Yeah, now you can see the last round was really important for Global because they really hurt the economy, and you can see that in the light shields Reckoning are forced to carry. They're heavily investing here, and if they lose this round, they're not only going to go down 4-0, but they're going to open themselves up to the operator coming out for SK Rossi, which is going to look extremely difficult for them to manage. Now Skills with the run it back, he's taking catch-up control, he's finding the kill, and this is what I meant. The impact that Skills is able to create on this Phoenix on Ascent is just absolutely phenomenal, continuously using his utility to create pockets of control and push forward and allow his team to be the one dictating the pace even on the defensive side. Means that always it's Global who are deciding where they want to take the fights, and in a game like Valorant, if you're the ones coming to the battleground first, you're able to get those advantages, peak lines, and therefore get the better trades and the better rounds as a whole. Now Reckoning, once again, they have to default to this B side, but Global, they're ready for it. You can see Kappa lurking in the smoke, just waiting. The shocker is going to do a bunch of damage.
Now Kappa, just waiting for the right time. Rio, he will secure the plant. It seems like Reckoning Esports is going to utilize that metal door and just bring it down, hopefully stalling enough time before Global Esports come in for the retake. Now the metal door getting blown off. Ayan just standing right across from Trist, looking to get a potential enemy caught in the crossfire. The turret gets taken down lightning fast. He is going to try and get a kill, but Rio takes him out. A huge massacre. But overall, Global Esports, their retakes are looking pretty flawless, and Reckoning Esports having a hard time just defending the spike once they have successfully gotten it planted. But Global Esports, they look in good shape. Starting out on the side of defense, you should expect this as well. You know, Ascent, it can go both ways, but generally I will say that it is a more defense favored map. I will like to see a little bit more rotations coming out from Reckoning Esports, but taking a quick look here at the replay, Reckoning Esports, they were caught in a lot of very open positions. What are your thoughts on that, CA?
Yeah, the issue becomes like, as we were talking about, as you also mentioned in the previous round, right? Their post plants are very obvious, and this is largely due to the fact that they're not allowed to spread themselves onto the site after their plant, because Global are always ready right after the plant on the fringes of that site, ready to push forward for the retake. This forces Reckoning to funnel in into a particular area, a very easy retake for Global. Now in this round, they're trying to change that. They're going for a very fast site execute instead of spreading themselves out. And what this does is allows them to get the plant while spreading themselves out. You can see already Trist in the Clouda in the B main positioning. The rest of the team waiting in that B area, allowing all of Global to push in before funneling in onto them. The eco round for Reckoning going really well so far, with Rio picking up the Hunter's Fury kill Trist with another. But now Skills pushing in, they'll get taken down, and a Thrifty on the cards for Reckoning Esports.
Lightning Fast is the last man standing, and he manages to pick up the kill on Rio. He taps onto the spike, and Lightning Fast is rushing for his life. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it, and that's gonna be a thrifty round for Clouda right in the last second, connecting that kill. Spike's gonna take him out, but hey, it's well worth it. And I do believe it was a half buy for Reckoning Esports, so you know, a little bit of pressure's taken off, but we do see that GE is still 3 rounds in the lead. But hey, I like that approach from Reckoning Esports. They were moving around, they were unpredictable, they were going very aggressive. We saw a little bit more confidence, and you know, it was right down to the 1v1, and Lightning Fast making the decision to stick to the spike. He was so close, and Clouda manages to save the day for the side of the attack. Now we're gonna move on into the next round. Full buys across the board, and SK Rossi, he has the op this time.
Yeah, now with that, now realizing that they need to like shut down one angle altogether to allow for SK Rossi to wield his operator B main with Kappa's Hunter's Fury, either come into the offline of sight or you get hunted by that Sova. GE, they just demolish Reckoning on all fronts. Skills holding down A main, the flash on time to get that kill. A flawless round on the cards for GE, and this is really surprising considering that after a Thrifty, you expect the team that got the Thrifty to be all guns blazing, to come out on top. But GE, they look like they've just infuriated. They want that revenge for that Thrifty round going through, and they're looking for this coming out. Now Clouda, he's able to get one kill, able to pick up the spike. If he can pull off this ace, it would just be absolutely insane.
Flashy one indeed, but let's see what Clouda's gonna do in this circumstance. He does dash out the dark cover. Just by a little bit more time, SK Rossi takes a shot. They have the information, and Clouda, he is stuck in a hard place. They're firing towards him on long, and Clouda trying to go for the reload, 36 HP, and Hellraiser is just gonna mow him down. Nothing personal, just something between the omens. And Global Esports, they are gonna get 5 rounds for themselves, looking so strong here in the first map of this best of 3.
Yeah, Global Esports looking really dominant here. SK Rossi with the op especially. Like, I really like the off-angle positioning towards the upper side of that BCT area. Being able to hold that, meaning that not only do you get coverage through on that B main, but it allows Kappa to play right behind the wall on B main, use his ultimate to force all of Reckoning to funnel in onto the operator, and that shows me a level of synergy. Like, that little bit of pre-planning is what we've always loved about Global Esports. They come into the entire map and every round with a plan, and that plan is really what gives them such a big edge. Now Reckoning, they're trying whatever they can. It is their eco round, so they're going for the eco rush. They've taken A side control, but all of Global Esports extremely disciplined. They're like, you know what, is their eco? We'll give them the site, we'll play on the retake, we have the better weaponry.
This look at A short. We do see Trish trying to circle around, but he gets taken out by Skills. Skills anticipated it, and Trish and Cloud are trying to be a little creative there. It doesn't work out. Race is gonna fall as well, and there's only 2 members left on the side of Reckoning as Ayan finds the kill, but Kappa's gonna wrap that up. Don't forget about Kappa on that Sova. And Global Esports, they anticipated it. I thought it was really cool to see Reckoning Esports go in for the takeover, and 2 members, they went down A short, trying to get a few pickoffs, but Skills was so quick to watch the backs of his teammates. So that worked out really well. And GE, I think they're actually looking a lot cleaner since the last time we saw them with the latest addition of Lightning Fast to the squad. It did take them a little bit of time to adjust, but it seems like they are headed towards the right direction. And as for Reckoning Esports, a very solid roster indeed. They just got to find their rhythm, find their momentum. And, you know, it also could be a case of Ascent just being the playground of skills. Because every time we see skills on Ascent, he pops off. He's always
Yeah.
at the top. And we have yet to see someone take that away from him.
Yeah, it's one of his best maps. It's also the map, like, I remember back, all the way back, I think it was in Series 2 or Series 3, when we first saw him start playing for Global Esports, the first ever map he played was this, playing that Phoenix, and his lineups were on point. Still the very same lineups, just with a different approach, with the team synergy built in, allowing him to use that perfect approach to get maximum utility. Now, once again, the running back used aggressively, and this is what I really like. He always uses his utility proactively, not waiting for the right moment, so to speak, allowing him to recycle his cooldowns much better and get so much more power out of it. With that running back, he got a bunch of information towards that mid area, delayed any sort of mid control for Reckoning, and now forced Reckoning to make that decision really fast. With the alarm bot catching them out, a beautiful setup for Global Esports. Reckoning, they're running out of time and they have nowhere to go.
30 seconds left.
Now we're going to see Razor here looking for that bit of mid control. We are more than a minute into this round and not a single body has fallen. Reckoning Esports setting up for the B side push. They've got to be careful. Two defenders, they are hiding in the boathouse. Razor, he's going to spot out one. But Lightning Fast is quick to take out Razor instead. 10 seconds left on the clock. The spike carrier has been killed, and that's Rio. Ion's going to find one, and he finds two. That is 2 kills for Ayan, but all his buddies are down and now they're hunting him. 5 seconds. He's got to keep himself safe, and Ayan will bring the op over to the next round. But Global Esports, I mean, they don't seem to be swaying at all. Their attention, they have it focused. 1 minute in, Reckoning Esports taking the slow approach. We do see teams do this time and time again, because if you're constantly going very aggressive, it's not going to work out. They tried the slow approach, but Global Esports so comfortable on the side of defense. And, you know, it must be the doings of their IGL Hellranger there. They just completely stopped Reckoning Esports in their tracks. Now, we do have a few more rounds until it is the second half. And, you know, there still is a chance for Reckoning Esports to pick up 4 rounds. You know, magic number 4 is ideally what you want until the side swap.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Reckoning, they still have a chance to push through, but with the hurt eco, it's only Ayan with the operator, so it's going to be all up to him to try to find the picks to make it happen. Now, I really like Global Esports positioning here. They're one of the few teams who is willing to separate the Killjoy utility enough to get the information on multiple angles. Usually you see toaster oven setups, and Global Esports not choosing to do that, meaning they're able to cover multiple angles. Now, an aggressive push, Hellranger with the trigger control will not end up paying off for him, because Ayan just gets into his face and takes him down. I thought that trigger control might have yielded him a triple. Instead, it just ended up with him going down. And with the spike planted and the operator ready on A main for Ayan, this round is in the court of Reckoning Esports.
And now it's a 5v3 situation. Global Esports caught in a little bit of a pickle. Reckoning Esports, they might have just cracked them. Now Lightning Fast is going to deploy the turret, and he does suspect that someone's behind him. It's going to be between Razor and Lightning Fast. He's going to fire away, not able to get the kill, but Lightning Fast chooses to switch his attention over. The wall comes down. Skills, he's looking for a kill. He's going to pick up Triss. Kappa falls. Lightning Fast is going to fall as well. Ayan is taking them out one by one, and Skills is the last man standing, and the spike is gonna go boom. It takes out 2 members of Reckoning Esports. I mean, hey, that was a round for RGE to take. Losing 3 members, I think it's all right at this point. Very nicely played. What are your thoughts on that one, CA?
I think that round, like as I said, Ayan, he needed to get that first pick, and he was able to get that through. And Hellranger, I am not sure if he ended up lagging out or if that was just like trigger control gone a little too far, because maybe if he'd shot after the second person, they would have got they would just stopped Reckoning's push in his tracks and allowed them to go for a stronger retake. But the fact that the push comes through very easily with both Hellranger and SK Rossi going down early, meaning the operator denied, and an easy side take for Reckoning. Now what Reckoning need to do is they need to try to pull off the same but on multiple fronts. This is what they're doing here, because they can only do that eco rush once or twice towards the entire round. You can do it when you have eco weapons knowing you want to get in close range, but with the full buys, ideally you always want to be taking pockets of control. And looking at the GE setup, what I would like Reckoning to do is go for that mid push, exploit the fact that there really is no cipher, so the alarm bot, it's something you can destroy and then play around and use the alarm bot as a bait to try and force GE into unnecessary rotations, and then do the switch by going onto the opposite side. Instead, Reckoning, they're all funneling onto this B side, and they're going to go for that B push. GE, they're already on the flank. Skills is looking for blood.
Indeed, 5 members on both sides are still standing, but GE, 2 members are dangerously low, and Kappa is going to be the first to fall as Iron whips out that arm. Hellranger takes out
30
Razor,
seconds left.
and it's an even
They
playing
spike
field,
planted.
but GE, they've got that slight disadvantage. Clouder
You should
on
run.
B main duty. Rio, he's going to be chilling here with his trusty Killjoy. That's Triss, and the lockdown has been deployed in perfect time. Reckoning Esports, they're picking up these kills. Rio with that Hunter's Fury coming in massive. Hellranger's looking for that kill on Ion, and none of
player
the
standing.
opponents are going to be detained. Hellranger's the last man standing, and Reckoning Esports, they're hungry for blood, and they don't want Hellranger to live. Clouder's gonna fall, looking in the wrong direction. Hellranger's gonna pick up a triple. He chooses to switch up his positioning. 1v2 situation, and Ion's gonna put a bullet right through his head. 2 of my men have been taken from me. I'm gonna end it right here, right now. And, you know, Global Esports, I don't even think they're the least bit worried about losing that round, because hey, they still have that 4-round lead. And, you know, Hellranger being able to pick up those last 2 kills, it's kind of like the silver lining of the fact that they were going to lose that round.
Yeah, Hellranger getting those exit frags definitely good for GE, but now having lost 2 rounds back to back, their eco will definitely be hurting, so they might be forced into a situation where they have to go for the eco now to allow them to find the full buys in the last round, and that's where Reckoning can look to really push through, because Reckoning with these 2 rounds back to back, if they win another, they get the magic number 4, but also open themselves up to the possibility of pushing through that 5-round mark, where then with the pistol round in the second half, you can really look for a big advantage. Now Kappa, he got a bunch of reveals, he got a bunch of damage, allowed SK Rossi to push in. Helby, SK Rossi with his aggressive dash finds the double kill and secures a huge advantage for Global Esports. It was only SK Rossi and Hellranger carrying through the Phantoms, and the fact that it was SK Rossi getting those first 2 kills meant that the weapon disadvantage very much nullified for Global Esports now.
That was very beautifully played, and I think that is the biggest difference about Global Esports the last time we saw them and this time. The amount of combos, the way they work together, the teamwork looks near flawless. SK Rossi picking up those kills.
Ooh.
But Ian there, he's gonna find the kill onto the skills, and it's down to a 3v3 now with some weapons picked up by GE from the members that have fallen. Hellranger's gonna find Ayan, but he's down to 30 HP. Clouder's gonna get a triple, and it's all up to Kappa. He's the last man standing with the Sheriff. Trist is gonna end it all, clean that up, and that is the magic number 4 we were talking about. Reckoning
round
Esports,
before
we
the
can
switch.
see the spirits have been lifted. Trist taking a deep breath, and Ray's just trying to figure out if everything's gonna be fine. But hey, you know, when it comes to competitive Valorant, it's all about your consistency, your stamina, your mental strength. And Reckoning Esports, they have been put in bad situations before. And right now, we can see that they're doing their level best to just try and come out of that. Global Esports, SK Rossi at the beginning of that previous round was absolutely nuts. He had the help of Kappa with the recon bolt. Kappa was just firing away through the wall, and he managed to take out some health from some of the opponents on the side of Reckoning Esports, and Rossi just picking up those 2 kills for a half-buy eco round for GE. It was really good. And now we're going to move into the last round before the swap. And we could potentially see a scoreline that is 8-4 in favor of Global Esports or 7-5, which does lessen the pressure on Reckoning Esports. Right now, Hellranger, he does have 11 kills, tied with Skills. GE, they've got 3 ultimates ready. The Blade Storm, the Hunter's Fury. That's SK Rossi going in ham, and with the Blade Storm, he's gonna pick up Rio so quickly. Razor's gonna dash out a paint shell and try to retreat from that area, retrieving the spike as well. Now RGE in the last round, almost immediately losing a member. It's gonna be relatively difficult to continue the attack, but they're still gonna soldier on onto the B side. Lightning Fast, he gets tagged by the alarm bot. He's gonna take out Ayan. 3 members left, and Triss finds a kill. Kappa's gonna get a return. 2-man standing on the side of Reckoning as they are standing on the B side. Trying to get onto the B side, very close by. Razor, he's gonna go aggressive, and Hellranger was just waiting for him. Clouder falls as well. A double for Hellranger, and that is gonna be the end of the first half. 8-4, heavily in favor of Global Esports. Hellranger looking very satisfied with the outcome of this first half. Now, you know, I believe that Ascent is definitely a little bit more defense favored. It can be very tough to play on the attacking side, especially when we are talking about the top 8 teams. So, you know, Reckoning going up against GE that plays top 2 in the Challengers series, it is going to be hard for them to attack against them. Solely because GE, we saw their combos, we saw their teamwork and their synergy. They have just gotten even better. Now the fact that Reckoning Esports is on the side of defense, they can choose to play a little bit more defensive, take it slow. They could even have a similar approach to Global Esports where they wait for the retake, but they've got to be smart about it because GE has been playing with a lot of off angles. You know, SK Rossi, he likes to, you know, create those surprises. Skills as well. So if Reckoning Esports anticipates this, it might just be a lot better for them. Skills gets dropped down to 30 HP, and he's just gonna pull himself back. A whole lot of shots through the mid area of Ascent. This pistol round is looking particularly spicy. Now, as I wait for my co-caster to come back, not to worry, guys, we're going to continue with the action. Now, this is going to be Ayan. Right here with Clouder just waiting for the attack on the side of GE. We do see majority of everybody, they are closer to the A side. Rossi and Skills, they pick up kills at Paranoia in perfect time. And this is what we're talking about, but Razor's gonna find a double. Rio takes out Kappa. What is this turn of events? Hellranger and Lightning Fast in the last 2 men standing on site. Hellranger sneaks up from behind and takes out Triss. Lightning Fast in long. He's trying to take out Razor. And Lightning Fast finds Rio. Lightning Fast with a beautiful clutch. What was that? It was looking like Reckoning Esports was gonna take that, but Lightning Fast, man, that was insane. We have definitely got to look at a replay of that because that was just completely nuts. We do see the attack onto the A site, but Reckoning Esports finding 3 kills right off the bat. Lightning Fast and Hellranger releasing the pressure, but he's gonna fall. And this 1v2 situation with 70 HP, that was just crazy to me. It could have been a little bit, you know, more well-timed from the side of Reckoning Esports in a 2v1 situation, but hey, I get it. The pressure is high. Now 9-4, 5-round advantage. Global Esports, they can look to take this second round for themselves fairly easily, considering that it is an equal round for Reckoning Esports. Now Kappa finding the first kill, you know, it's not impossible. We did see Reckoning Esports take a thrifty for themselves, so let's see how this is gonna pan out. Now the spike has been planted on the B side. Global Esports moving into their post-plant positions. Rio watches the shock dart go by, but he's gonna be safe. He sees one. Hellranger's gonna take out 2, and Ayan spawning out the Molotov. He is stuck in a corner. Ayan and Triss, last 2 members standing, and GE, 1 for all for 1. They're gonna get double digits on the scoreboard.
GE with that pistol and anti-eco round win, like looking really dominant. And as you said, Apple, like for most teams that you expect, at least theoretically, Ascent to be that defense-sided map, because with the right operator player, it becomes very simple to try to hold down mid control and then funnel the attacking teams into A main and B main areas. But GE's approach is very simple. They go for a coordinated push every single time. They force Reckoning Esports to go for the peaks and the bases of that. And with the utilization of the swarm grenades and the flash that they have because of skills, they're able to take side control very easily. But that's where the key difference lies between Reckoning's attack and GE's attack, I think. Because again and again, as soon as GE is getting the plant, in fact, even during the time they're getting the plant, they're able to push themselves out of the site and push forward into that area where they're able to then get the post-plant controls with much more ease as compared to Reckoning. Now the buy round for Reckoning, they did have the equal last round, so this is the round for them to fight back, and with First Blood, they're certainly doing that. Now Rio, he'll find one kill, but not before Lightning Pass able to trade it out. Rio, he's left standing in that boathouse area. He's gonna get taken down, but Ayan and Razor on the back end. A quick buy round going through in the favor of Reckoning Esports.
This was the round that Reckoning Esports was waiting for, and winning that was absolutely massive. Now they've just gotta get those consecutive round wins, just like how Global Esports did on the side of defense. And this will be a true test for Reckoning to show that if they can step up to Global Esports. Now, Reckoning being a top 8 team, it is not impossible for them whatsoever. I would like to see a little bit more coordination when it comes to the usage of abilities. GE, you know, we see Kappa tossing out their recon ball, SK Rossi just dashing in skills, popping the curveballs for his teammates. We want to see that kind of synergy amongst Reckoning Esports because they really do have that potential. Now back into the game, 5 rounds to the lead, Global Esports. We cannot deny that this is just pure dominance on the side of GE. Razor, he is going to push himself right up to rafters. Kappa, he's on site. Global Esports, they're ready for this takeover, and the spike has been planted. It has been secured. Now with the timer ticking against the defense, Cloud is going to find skills. And we do see Clouda, he's gonna fall. Rio, Triss, Ayan, they're picking up kills. And it's down to the 1v1 between Ayan and Hellranger. And who will this be in favor of? Now it's a little bit difficult for Ayan. He's got to go for the full retake. And that means take out Hellranger and defuse at the same time. But he's gonna go straight for the spike. A little bit of, you know, he's trying to bait. Hellranger just firing away. And Ayan down to 8 HP. Hellranger was confident in his shots. And that is going to be the 11th round for Global Esports.
Yeah, the sight plan marked out for Hellranger, as well as it being in clear sight of his A main angle, meant that an easy spam coming through for him to pick up that round. And the buy round now going in the favor of Global Esports, despite Reckoning picking up that opening few kills. This is Global Esports investment round last round. So now with their own buy round win, they're at 11 rounds, forcing Reckoning into a situation where they either have to go for the eco or go for the semi-buys, either of them which will put them in a sticky situation, because if you go for the eco, you open yourselves up, expose yourselves to match point. But if you go for the semi-buys and lose, then that match point round, if you have lost this round, becomes so much more tough. Now Razor is being very sneaky with this push, with his teammate getting in here. The paranoia coming out. It's Ayan and Razor with the heavyweight push. They've got a bunch of kills. Cloud is chiming in as well to make it 3v2 for Reckoning Esports, and catching GE completely off guard with their push from mid courtyard into mid link. Reckoning Esports pulling up and showing up when it is due, making sure that they don't have to go to match point to fight back. Now it's just Skills and Hellranger left, and Skills, he's gonna get caught out here. But instead, he's gonna be the one picking up the kill. If he can get another here, it would be huge. We'll get blinded out instead. So 2v2 on the map. Skills and Hellranger, they'll go for the A side.
Last player standing.
Now Clouda taking out Skills. Hellranger's the last man standing, and he does have the spike. He's gonna pop that ultimate, and from the shadows, he's gonna appear right in the boathouse, securing the spike plant. Here comes Rio and Clouda. Clouda with only 6 HP and the Sheriff. Let's see if it is going to be useful. Hellranger just switching up the position. And that is really smart, because now he's moving into a spot that is a lot more unpredictable. And he is going to wait and see what he's gonna do. Now Hellranger listening to that spike being tapped. Hellranger's gonna whip out that gun and he fires away, but Rio's looking in the right direction, and that is gonna be a thrifty round for Reckoning Esports as they look to try and bounce back. Now, if there is a perfect time, that time is now for Reckoning Esports to just try to get these wins consecutively, because Ayan 18 kills, Rio with 15, they can do it. But Global Esports, because of their consistency, they're a lot closer to the finishing line and to, you know, securing map 1 for themselves in this best of 3. So Reckoning Esports, we should expect to see them take this next one, or it could spell for trouble as GE, they're close to match point.
Yeah, but winning that Thrifty does give Reckoning Esports access to the operator on Ion. On the attacking side itself, we saw, on the defensive side, we saw how good it was for Ion. Now on the defensive side, he has a chance to really just hold down an angle, prevent GE from entering. But GE, this is their eco, so they're going for that eco rush. The Killjoy ultimate is set up. They run it back as well to deny that CT angle. A really good usage of ultimates to allow SK Rossi to bring out his own, push into that CT area, use the fact that he knows that they're likely to group up in that CT angle because of the Killjoy lockdown to get multiple kills, set up their post plant, set up the Killjoy grenades, and then look for the post round. Now you can see already GE, they've spread themselves out. It's SK Rossi waiting near the market area, lightning fast setting up the crossfire with him towards their B main. The rest of them grouped up in this site. All of them waiting for Reckoning to push in. With the time running out, Reckoning, they're going in one by one, all from the same site. Will just get taken down. A thrifty round on the cards for GE as they look for match point.
Now Cloud, he's in a little bit of a dangerous spot. If that dark cover disappears, he might just get mowed down. He does pick up Kappa, but he's gonna fall, and that's gonna be match point for Global Esports.
Match point.
Insanely dominant, 6 rounds over Reckoning Esports. You can see the smile on their faces. Hellranger pretty pleased with himself as IGL. Look at that smile. And Skills must be feeling happy. I think he's got a little bit of praise there. You know, 17 kills for Skills, 22 for Hellranger, who's playing a controller. You know, Omen is the best agent to be aggressive on, and it really suits the play style of Hellranger. You know, he can be aggressive when he likes, or he can be defensive when he has to make those calls for his team. So, Global Esports, you can see their momentum and energy is definitely riding high.
Yeah, now, like using the momentum from that last round, they're just pushing forward in all fronts, taking the duos where it pleases them, and winning every single one. They've got a huge advantage, but Clouda, he's trying his best to nullify it. He's taken down one, now looking for more. Did get knowledge of the spike dropped, I think. Actually, no, the spike was hidden from them, so does not know the spike is over there. But GE, they're caught unaware. They can't really get to the spike. Instead, they're going to be forced to walk into the land of Reckoning Esports to try and make their way there. Instead, they're just trying to hold down mid. And doing so, it's a Reckoning with Clouda picking up one kill. And now Clouda with his back turned will get caught out by Lightning Fast. Lightning Fast will have time to pick up the spike now. And with 40 seconds left, he can now choose to go for a full rotation onto A or just commit to B. Will go for that rotation, and Rio able to use the audio cues to catch him out. Meaning, the map not just done yet for Reckoning Esports. They fight back, and so far in this second half, it's been back and forth between both of these teams. Neither of them willing to really allow a massive advantage. But what does this mean for Reckoning is that there will be no operator for Ion. So I'm curious to see how he makes his way around that, because an operator in defense is very, very important.
Indeed, you know, Rio just stepping up there. And, you know, I don't think we speak about Rio enough, you know, when it comes to Reckoning Esports. He is that dedicated Sova player of the team. And, you know, a lot of the successful attacks or defenses, you know, the information that Reckoning gets, it's all thanks to Rio. And the fact that he can frag out of his mind, sometimes, you know, he just steps up to the plate. And right now, being the top fragger with 18 kills, today is his day. But is it enough, though, for at least this map 1? But, you know, do keep your eyes peeled for Rio, all you Sova mains. And there it is. We do see him take out Hellranger. He is contributing once again. Reckoning Esports, they can't afford to lose a single round, or it's a wrap. And GE will be very pleased with the outcome.
Now the lockdown forces all of global esports to reconsider their options, try to go onto this A side, but that's exactly what Reckoning want. Ayan set up in guarding. He's gonna get multiple kills if he can find the trigger. But skills, he's faster, gets that instant headshot, picks up Ayan, and now looking to push into heaven. Razor, he picks up the one kill. This fake grenade is huge. Razor with that paint shell knows exactly where they are, picks up the triple, and keeps Reckoning alive in this map. What a play!
Razor with the paint shells. I mean, is it really a Reckoning Esports game if we don't at least see Razor get a grenade kill once? But that was perfectly timed. All of Global Esports just stuck right up there in the window area, and the paint shells doing all that damage. But really well played by Razor, picking up that triple, and ultimately saved the day. You know, Tris as well, finding a kill for himself. But that's going to be 8 rounds for Reckoning Esports. We see the potential. If only they had done this earlier. But right now, hanging by a thread, it seems to be lighting a fire under the defenders.
Yeah, when their backs are against the wall right now, Reckoning, they know that they have not a single mistake to make, and they're not making any. Clouda, with a really nice one tap, will be able to find that kill, secure the first blood advantage for Reckoning Esports. Now skills, he's pushed into site, and he has the site control, will be able to take Rafters as well. This duel at that Rafters area will be huge, because if skills able to take down Ayan, he could set the way for his team to get into this ace site. For skills, he's playing it safe, allowing his team to go for the rotation. His job now is going to become to try to create as much noise as he can, but will not work out because Ayan instead able to take him down. And now all the pressure shifted onto Hellranger. Is going to be up to him to cause some damage, cause some noise, because this is the eco of GE. They just need to try and get something done. But with Hellranger going down as well, GE, they're just getting caught on all fronts and punished. Clouda picks up 2. Make it his triple, and that's the flawless round for Reckoning Esports.
Clouda stepping up this time. Reckoning Esports, they don't want to leave map 1 just yet, and you can see they're thinking really hard. Now Razor, Ayan, and Tris right there at the boot camp. This is going to be a good time. I mean, now I'm starting to think that Reckoning Esports might be able to take this to overtime. And, you know, if they do, this just makes map 1 all the more interesting. Now Global Esports, they don't want to bring it that far. They don't want to allow the map to go on for that long. And Hellranger, he's got his game face on, and let's see how this is going to work out. Now the flash does connect onto Ayan. Rio with the Hunter's Fury, he's going to tag 1, doing a little bit of damage. He tags 2. Ayan's going to pick up the kill on skills, and it's not a good look for GE right off the bat as Hellranger falls as well. It's a 3v5 situation. The lockdown has been set by lightning fast, and we do see that the spike has yet to be planted because SK Rossi, he has it on him, and he's sneaking himself over to the A site. And meanwhile, Lightning Fast and Kappa, they're left to defend the B site where nothing exactly is happening. It's a 2v4 situation. SK Rossi, he's gonna secure the plant on the A site. Now Kappa's looking for the rotate. If GE plays this right, this might be one of the best strategies that we have seen. 2v4, SK Rossi, he's in an unpredictable position. He's gonna find 1 kill onto Ayan. Is down to a 2v3 as he makes his way onto site instead. Ayan has fallen, so SK Rossi now positioning himself onto a long. This is going to leave Reckoning Esports wondering where exactly are these attackers. Now Kappa, he's staying in mid. I have no idea why he's doing that, but let's just see what GE is going to pull out. SK Rossi, he's got to push the dark cover, and that is why, because the Hunter's Fury is very much ready. He's firing away at the spike. Rio's trying to defuse it. The diffuser has been killed. Trist, he takes out Rossi, but is there enough time? What an ending by Global Esports! 13 is to 9. That is an insane clutch. Kappa, he's got supporters. Skills is smiling. SK Rossi, that was insane.
We can use that Killjoy ultimate either to force a site or to use it to completely bait it. You can see that for like Reckoning Esports, as soon as they see that Killjoy ultimate go through on that B side, they're all forced onto that B side. SK Rossi going on to A knows that Kappa has the Hunter's Fury, so plays it very aggressively towards that CT angle, picks up the kill, just buying as much time as possible so that the Hunter's Fury can delay the spike and he can pick up that final spike diffuser. Even though they both end up going down, all that time bought because of the Hunter's Fury, meaning it's global esports picking up that round, and the level of communication to be able to pull that through in such a high stakes environment during match point. This is exactly why they're a top 2 team.
That was absolutely crazy. I lost my mind. Well, let's talk more about what went down in map number 1 on the Ascent in this best of 3 by moving into the LG Ultragear match highlights. So this is going to be a cool one. Now, CA, that last round was insane because Rossi from the attacker side spawn, he just moved all the way to A side. He took a very offensive position, picked up a kill on Rafters closer to defender side spawn, and then moves over into long. Kappa had the Hunter's Fury. He kept his distance so he wouldn't be, taken by surprise because it was a 2v4 situation. They bought so much time and they secured the round ultimately. I mean, the whole of GE lost their lives, but they still got the objective. And the fact that Global Esports came back into the Invitational with such strategy is mind-blowing to me, because with the introduction of Lightning Fast, we could see there was some areas of improvement. We could see the synergy wasn't exactly there, but don't get me wrong, Lightning Fast was gelling in very nicely. Now that a few weeks have gone by, we can see the true strength and power of Global Esports. And as for Reckoning Esports, 13-9, they put up a really good fight. For a team that plays top 8 to do that to a team that plays top 2 is impressive to me in itself. Reckoning Esports, they just got to work a little bit harder. They got to go the extra mile because they just have a few loose ends to tie up. And sooner or later, we can definitely see Reckoning Esports as being one of the top teams, even higher on the board, top 4, top 2. Reckoning Esports, they have that potential to get there. What are your afterthoughts, CA?
I think they definitely do have that potential, especially when you consider like the plays made by people like Ayan and Rio in this game really stepping up. But what I think they really need now is to spread themselves out a bit more in terms of strategy as compared to the default. Like their default strategy is very much on point. When they're going for the site rushes, when they're going for the site executes, they are very much on the same page. But when it comes to these slightly more complex strategies, going for the bait and switch or going for playing on the basis of ultimates, that's where you can see teams like Global Esports, they have the edge. They understand what the likely response is to a particular ultimate, and then using the response that they know from the team, they're able to use that to their advantage, pull off something that the other team will not expect, and therefore pick up the round. Because in Valorant, it's all about beating the team in that particular round and then snowballing your advantage. That's where Global Esports really, really excels. And now coming into map 2, I mean, I'm really excited for map 2. This was Reckoning's map. Next one is going to be GE's map. So I hope Reckoning, they've got some sort of secret strat lined up in their sleeve, because otherwise it's going to be a hard map.
CA actually got me thinking. In the Challenger Series, the last grand finals that we had, Global Esports played absolutely insane on Icebox.
Yep.
So the fact that and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational. We're back with map number 2 between Global Esports and Reckoning Esports. Map 1 was super explosive, and this time I'm going to be joined by Aggressive, caster, and analyst. How are you feeling about today, Aggressive?
The first map was, I would say, absolutely incredible. The surprises, the twists and turns, the emotions that we could feel. It felt as though Reckoning had no chance, but they clawed their way back so far to take us to a 13-8 scoreline. And if GE didn't pull off the heroics that they did, the immense amount of strategy that we saw coming out from the side of GE to take that win was absolutely insane. That match point win, I still can't get it out of my head.
We can expect to see the same great kind of action in map number 2. Let's head over to the map veto screen and see which maps are going to be up. Now, Icebox will be here for map number 2. So, if we do get into a map 3, it will be split. And what's really cool is that we don't usually get to see Icebox, and I did mention that Global Esports played on Icebox in the grand finals in the TEC Challenger Series, the last one that we had, and we saw a great performance. They stomped on Icebox, and I think that is the secret weapon of GE. That's why they picked this map for map number 2. Ascent was picked by Reckoning Esports. Now here on the agent select screen, we do see the lock-ins and whatnot. Skills is gonna be on that Reyna this time. He was popping off on that Phoenix previously, but now time to switch that up. SK Rossi classic on that Jet, and Lightning Fast will be on the Cypher instead of the Killjoy. On the side of Reckoning Esports, we do see Triss switching up that Killjoy for Cypher. So I think it really depends. Ascent, we used to see so much Cypher, but now it's been swapped out for Killjoy. Why do you think on Icebox it's better to have Cypher over the Killjoy?
I do believe this is mainly due to the size of the map itself. On the map of Ascent, it is a lot more smaller, and you can normally hold down one of the sites very easily when it comes to the Killjoy turrets, when it comes to her alarm bot. But when it comes to the map of Icebox, especially on the attacking side where flanks are very prevalent, normally on Icebox, you always, like, as of the current meta, you're normally wanting to try and force yourselves down onto one sideline and then going in for a flank on the reverse. And the Cypher with the camera will allow you to get a lot of intel. If you place the camera somewhere near the back of sight that your team is executing, you can check out that camera, gain a lot of information because of the massive sightlines that are open to the Cypher in these type of situations, and especially on the defense. And I do believe on the defensive hold, Cypher is a lot more weaker in comparison to the Killjoy, but still potent nonetheless. When it comes to the attack and the defense, I would say the attacking half is much more important and prevalent, because on the attack, it is a bit more easier in the current variation of Icebox to get a lot more rounds in comparison to the defense.
Indeed, when I look at Icebox, I feel that it can be a very attack favored map, solely because one, the map is huge, like you mentioned, and to be able to create a lot of surprises across the map, that is very much doable. So it's kind of like Haven, where in attack you can kind of set the pace and force your opponents to kind of follow what you're trying to do, and then you kind of catch the defenders off guard and you just mow them down. I think it's kind of like a similar situation with Haven. But if we look at how Haven turned out to be, it ended up being a map where, hey, you can do really well in defense as long as you have enough experience being on that map and watching all the different kind of scenarios that can arise. Now, Global Esports, they will be starting out on the side of defense, and Reckoning Esports on the side of attack. Now, we have to hope that Reckoning Esports have put in the hours of training, because a lot of these teams, they don't expect to see Icebox. And the fact that Global Esports kind of have this, it's like a special card, they can just pull out like, hey, we are really good on Icebox and we're going to show you that we're good. And if GE takes map 2, that is essentially a wrap, and Reckoning Esports will go down to the lower bracket. So in this invitational, we are starting out something like the quarterfinals. We call it stage 1, where all 8 teams will go up against each other. 4 will qualify to the next stage. 4 teams in the upper bracket, they'll maintain their spot there, and the remaining 4 teams will move down into the lower bracket, and they only have one chance. So that is going to be pretty cool. Now, looking at Icebox, you see skills on the Reyna and Reckoning Esports, they are going to take the race instead. Now, looking at the difference in the duel lists, I do feel that Global Esports with the Reyna, that Lear can come in very handy due to all the open space in Icebox. What do you think about, the lineups that we have here from Global Esports and Reckoning Esports as a whole?
Do love the Reyna coming out from the side of Global. This is mainly due to the fact that Reyna, I do believe, is much more prevalent in terms of the Flash in comparison to the Phoenix. I've seen a lot of players pick up the Phoenix when it comes to the map of Icebox, and I do not feel that it's potent enough because of the long sightlines and all of the corners being present on this map. While with Reyna, you can throw the Flash through a wall, you can get a
Oh, yeah.
lot more of the different angles being present. And Raze, I do understand the idea of wanting to have a Raze on this map. You can throw in the nade to clear out a lot of the sidelines, but at the same time, if you don't really have a flash in your arsenal, it's going to be really difficult moving forward, mainly because down onto the B side, it's just an open sight line. If you throw in a radar blind, it's guaranteed to flash somebody as your team is going to be running down into a side line. They're going to be forced to play around corners. They cannot peek into this Reyna flash. And if they try to destroy it, pretty sure one of the players are going to be just taking your heads off no matter what. B side becomes a lot easier when you have that flash. And I do believe that the A side is going to be a little bit easier for the Raze because of her utility being present so that she can destroy all of the corners that the enemies can hide in. But at the same time, the Flash will do the same. You just need to use your gunfighting skills instead of your own abilities.
All right, so we have a little bit of a tech difficulty here. The teams are getting ready, but before we begin, I think we would like to have a look at the players once again. We do have the cam set up this time, and it does seem that I just got word that the tech difficulties are pretty much of an issue right now, but not to worry, you guys. I know you want the action to start, but we'll be back very shortly. We'll keep in touch with you through chat, so do be patient, and we'll be back with the action. So sit back, relax, stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational. We're back with map number 2. It seems like all problems have been sorted and we do see that both the teams are very much ready. Reckoning Esports will be starting out on the side of defense. Global Esports on the side of attack. And this is gonna be very exciting indeed, solely for the fact that we haven't seen Icebox all that much. And, you know, waiting to see what these teams have kept from us, you know, all that preparation finally put into work. This is truly exciting. Aggressive. How do you think this is gonna pan out?
Really say at this point, because we know what GE is capable of on the map of Icebox, but we do not know what exactly Reckoning are gonna be doing on this map. This is a map that is completely brand new to everyone, but with GE getting that first initial kill on the Rio, the floodgates are gonna be open, but it seems as though Clouda, he has something else to say about it with his cheeky position down onto the high ground angle, and Razor gets one of the Kappa as well, and the A-side push has already been stopped and skilled. He only has 5 HP and a dream to his name, and lightning fast, he needs to protect his buddy and make sure that he gets a kill so he can at least get the Devour off to go back to that full HP.
Now, Lightning Fast here, along with his two buddies, Global Esports, not off to a great start. It's all about accuracy. Seems like Reckoning Esports, they've got their aim on point. Clouda's gonna take out one and skills with the return kill, allowing himself to heal with that Orb Iron, connecting a beautiful headshot. Last man standing is gonna be Hell Ranger. But it does look like Reckoning Esports might have this one in the bag. Reckoning Esports, they're pulling it back, playing very defensive. They want to secure this round win, not going aggressive unnecessarily. And we do see, you know, a little respect given to Hell Ranger. He does have his moments where he's just popping off, taking off heads. And let's see what he's going to do with this 1v3 situation. Spike is on him. He's going to dash out that dark cover. 10 seconds left. That trapwire is going to locate him. And we see the Cypher just spraying Triss, looking for that kill. And that is going to be a wrap. Reckoning Esports taking round number 1 for themselves in this map number 2.
Do you believe that Triss wanted to go in for the knife? He took out his knife, went into the smoke, and then be like, I'm gonna cut you! I'm gonna cut you! And he's like, oh wait, there's no Hellranger down here. You could see the sadness in his face as he pulled out that knife. As he pulled out his gun to try and get the final initial kill, but good try coming out from the side of Hellranger. But it seems as though the positioning coming out from the side of Reckoning was really smart to counteract any sort of a hyper-aggressive push that GE were going to be capable of. Clouda, with his beautiful positioning, was able to get the advantage on their side, but Rossi, he gets that first initial body shot off with the Marshall, sending Clouda back running. But Clouda, he got a lot of information, knowing for the fact that GE, they're gonna be trying to rush down onto one of these single sidelines. And here is where the Cypher, I do believe, is a little bit more difficult to use, because with the Cypher tripwires, you can only cut off one single flank route, but on the map of Icebox, there are 2 different ways you can actually enter down into a site. And I do believe the defense is going to be using that to their advantage.
GE with the anti-eco. We do see SK Rossi spotting that Marshall. He did get one shot off. Razor with the nade. You know what we say about that? It ain't a Reckoning Esports game if Razor doesn't at least pick up a frag with that grenade. Now Skills is gonna find a kill. Rossi with the Marshall. Beautifully done. Picking up Rio, and Iron is gonna find Lightning Fast for himself. Down to a 3v2. Reckoning Esports, they still do have the upper hand, but Razor's dangerously low. SK Rossi still firing away with the Marshall. Kappa's gonna pick up Razor. Triss with a return kill, and Kappa's the last man standing. Does have a little bit of armor to work with, and he picks up Ion. It's a 1v1 between Triss and Kappa. Kappa with the clutch triple kill to end off this beautiful second round. Anti-eco definitely worked out for Global Esports. The relief on Skills as he clenches his fist. Insane round for GE, but that's 1-all on the board, and I do believe that both teams don't quite have the economy to go for full buys the next round, so that's going to be really cool. But looking here at the replay, this 1v1 situation, beautifully done by Kappa. Nice headshot.
Like, the aim capabilities of Kappa always seems to amaze me. Even in these 1vx scenarios, he never ever panics, and this is what I love to see. He played his cards so well. He went around the yellow box, knowing for the fact that there's gonna be no one present, and he was able to get that first initial kill off very easily, denying the spike defuse and then immediately going in for his own push to get that back onto Triss. But it's going to be another push coming out from the side of Reckoning there to be able to get 2 kills by Rossi with his Marshall. He's answering back with his own vengeance. He gets 2 of his own. Damage has been done, and Reckoning, they're in a pretty tough spot, and Rossi with the Sheriff. There's a one-taps Rio into the next dimension, taking him off the map. And ladies and gentlemen, you can see the happiness in skills. Hellraiser is saying, good job, Rossi. That's how you do it. All of the kills have been found, and it's going to be another round on the board for the side of Global.
Great to see those smiling faces. And SK Rossi, you know, when he joined Global Esports in the Challengers series, we were wondering, is SK Rossi going to fill in the shoes of Deathmaker, who used to play for Global Esports? Because DM, he created history with Global Esports, but Rossi showed that he was well capable of pulling his load with Global Esports as he takes on Razor's head. What a shot! And Scales finding a kill of his own. Trist is gonna get a return, and that is gonna pay off massively for Reckoning Esports. Trist with a double kill. He's gonna pump the neural theft. He finds a third, and Lightning Fast stops his rampage. Rio's the last man standing, and the spike does look like it will be safely planted on the A side. A little bit of a tough situation for Rio, but you know, back to what we were talking about, SK Rossi, he has been performing absolutely nuts. And you know, back into this game, GE, they look so comfortable here on Icebox. Kappa with the wrap up, he's gonna chain Rio down, and that's gonna be a 2-round lead for Global Esports.
Crosshair placer coming up from the side of Kappa was absolutely insane. He had his recon dart in his hand. He then immediately does a repositioning flick straight onto the head of Rio to take him out. That was absolutely insane mechanics coming up from the side of Kappa. He got caught completely off guard, but he still came out on top on that aim deal, getting that headshot and then the body shot to boot. And I do love the idea of Rio, what he did. He had the best advantage, but one small whiff to the head is all that it takes, because at this level, everyone's just ready to go in for those headshot plays. But at the same time, we do see the ultimate coming out from the side of Razor, and a heavy mid push coming out from him, but the showstopper does not really get any kills, as Lightning Fast is going to be able to take him out. But from the sidelines, it's going to be Triss tapping away with the Sheriff, but Skills, he answers back with his own vengeance, gets like 2 kills on the sidelines. Kappa answering back on his own, being able to take out one more, but Rio, he's doing what he can with that Sheriff, but Rossi is flying through the air like a majestic angel, is able to clean up some more with his classic right clicks to take them out. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a 1-4 scoreline in the favor of Global Esports.
Global Esports, you see the confidence beaming out of them as they dominate 3 rounds right off the bat. And moving into the next, we do see the full buys once again. Ayan this time will have an op, and Reckoning Esports just try to regain that composure, because they need map 2 to stay in the running in this best of 3. Now Triss has been playing exceptionally well on the side of defense. Rossi picking up Ayan. It's just between the Jets, that rivalry is juicy, and Rossi is gonna step out on top this time. Rio with the Hunter's Fury does get a bit of damage off, but not exactly a frag. Rio! He picks up a kill on Rossi with a beautiful headshot. What was that placement, that aim? Rio is crazy today. Triss gonna find another kill for himself, and just like that, GE 2-man down. So you can't get complacent. Skills though, he wants to bring it back to an even playing field. And now as he moves onto the B side, he is gonna linger around yellow and retreat to B green. Now Hellranger, he does take out Clouder. 2v3 situation. Triss is not Lightning Fast is not exactly the healthiest in this point of time, but Razor and Rio with their Phantom and Vandal, if they play their cards right, they could defend out of their minds. And Razor there taking out Hellranger. It's down to this 2v2.
Left.
This is why a lot of people hate the map of Icebox, mainly because of the amount of sidelines a person can come through. I do believe that Hellraiser was not ready for that push to come out from that sideline, but Razor, he's making the push, he makes the jiggle, and he walks up real close to Skills to take him out before he can get that spike plant off. So many angles to consider and so many possibilities. Razor with the off angle is going to be able to get that kill on the lightning fast as he tries to go in for his own kill. Good crossfire setups coming out from the side of Reckoning Esports. They're using the map to their advantage. There are so many sidelines you have to consider. You have to consider mid, you have to consider CT, you have to consider the spawn site that can see into the side of mid. So many angles, and I love the fact that Reckoning are using it to their advantage. They're getting those one-off kills, and Razor, he just showed me a tech of how to get up here. I'm gonna be using these in my matches from now on.
Now we're gonna move into the next round. Reckoning Esports finding the second. They have got to keep up with Global Esports if they want this game in their favor. Now SK Rossi in the mid area looking for that pick off. Lightning fast just to back him up. And, you know, he could go up this queue, find an opportunity. There is a trap wire that stays in his wake. He's going to meet up with Rio, and Lightning Fast is going to come out on top, dropping the Neural Theft and the Cyber Cage just to keep himself safe, get that information. Now, Global Esports, they can capitalize on Lightning Fast's ultimate. We do see them moving in onto the A site, and the Omen, Clouder, he is that next line of defense, and he has got to stop the attackers in the tracks. So a lot is happening around the map. We do see Triss circling around, trying to go for that backstab. So this is definitely going to pan out to be something very interesting. Now, as the spike is going for the rotate, it does seem that Kappa is going to be taken out by Hellranger. Gets a return kill on Triss. Hellranger retrieves the spike, and Clouder's going to pop that ultimate, but Skill stops him in perfect time. 2v4 situation, Reckoning
30
Esports.
seconds left.
They are falling this round as GE are taking over on the side of attack, setting that pace.
Spike
SK Rossi
planted.
finding Razor, and the spike has been planted. Ayan, he's the only man standing, and Rossi ends that off. 3 rounds in the lead, 5 points in total. Global Esports. They're taking the lead.
They did that really well in their favor. 2 and 5 is the scoreline right now, ladies and gentlemen. And Global, the way that they're playing a lot of these rounds, they're loving to establish their own map control. And Icebox is one of those maps you do expect the spike to go down, and GE are one of those teams that they don't really care about the spike plan. They love to take the map control and then worry about. This is a unique strategy that can be built, especially on this map. But at the same time, this could just cause a lot of problems if you are not confident in your own gunfight capabilities. But it seems as though GE, they're really confident right now. At Skills, he just put the entire armada on his face, that everyone knows for a fact that they're all down on this A side and the B side is completely clear. Map control has been established, and with the spike going down real soon, GE, they're now going to be going into their post-plan scenario.
It is an eco round for Reckoning Esports. Rio's going to be the next man to fall. And Hellranger, he goes down to Razor. Skills is going to pick up Clouder. Rossi shot down to extremely low health. Just will take away Skills. Securing the kill on Ion, and the last man standing will be Razor with 30 HP. He should be saving that showstopper for the next round. A lot more worth. And then Satchel right across into the crate, but Lightning Fast is going to take him out. And, you know, that round, it was an equal round for Reckoning Esports, but I like the way that GE went towards the B side. Kappa used the recon bolt, they got that information, took out Triss, and went for the full-on attack on B side with Skills, who was creating all that havoc on A side. So you can see the strategy, you can see, you know, they're creating space. They are trying to make some noise, control Reckoning Esports through luring them, forcing them to rotate, make them think something that is not actually what's happening. But Global Esports pulling out the smarts. Hellranger, you know, he always boasts about his brains when it comes to being an IGL, but that's gonna be Skills taking out Cloud in this next round. Global Esports very much solid.
They're looking real solid, and Clouda's head just got taken off instantly because of Skill's shots. But Ayan, he wins the operator duel. He's gonna be able to take out Rossi with his cheeky positioning. But at the same time, will this 4 versus 4 even help? If he gets his skill on the Kappa, it's gonna be massive. But Skills, his positioning is something else. But Triss is able to go in for the reverse frag, and with the neural theft as well, they know exactly where they are. at this point in time. But at the 3 versus 3, they're going to be rotating down onto this B side. And Lightning Fast, he has the entire side to himself. He's going to be being happy to position himself a bit more forward to see if he can get one more kill. Lightning Fast, he may just bite off a bit more than he can chew if he's not careful, because Ion, he's holding the operator down inside of Kitchen. And Trist, he's still holding down onto this A side, knowing for the fact that the rotation they could be coming through, but Lightning Fast, way too fast for Ion. Takes him out with a well-placed headshot. And taking us down to a 3 versus 2, but at the same time, it's gonna be an Armada coming down onto the side of A, and Triss, he has his crosshair straight right on the heads of the entirety of GE. He's playing the smart game, but Lightning Fast, ever so consistent. He's gonna be able to take it. Triss with the spray does connect on the Kappa, takes him out. And Hellraiser needs to go in for the plant. 10 seconds left on the clock. He needs to do something right now as of here, but they don't know exactly where Triss is as of right now. It's gonna be Lightning Fast getting that first initial kill off. Sorry, not Lightning Fast. Lightning Fast dying out to the hands of Triss as he's slowly making his way forward from the sidelines. Triss, beautiful positioning coming out from him. Does do a fake sound, but Hellraiser with the massive braids, he knows exactly where Triss is gonna be at. He goes in for the paranoia. He's wasting so much time. He's gonna be going in for the peak. He puts on his dancing shoes. He does the jiggle left. He does the jiggle right. Spots out the head of Trist as well. This is holding strong. Hellraiser with the braids. He's not even taking the peak. He's playing mind games with Trist right now, and he gets a kill off as well. Absolutely insane plays coming up from the side of Hellraiser. This man just has a 900 IQ game set that we know and love.
Oh my god, that was just insane. Talk about a goosebump moment. Hellraiser, that is what you call confidence. That was him taking control of the situation, taking Triss for a ride, just popping in and out, not being too hasty, so much patience, and you can see all the smiles on GE. But Reckoning Esports, they shouldn't beat themselves up too much, you know, there still is time to change the tides of this game. But Hellraiser, the brains are stepping in most definitely. Wow, what a great play. Now, moving on into this game, Rossi and Hellraiser with 2 pickoffs. Iron does get a return, but Reckoning Esports, they seem to be falling. It's a 2v4 situation, and it is also another eco round for Reckoning Esports. Trish shot down to 18 HP. We can see the frustration as he just tries to back away, but you know Global Esports, they are going to go around the world and hunt Trish down.
They're gonna be going in for the hunt, and they already see it. It seems as though Rossi, he wants to go in for a bit of a cheeky play, and with the classics, they take out Triss. Lightning Fast hits his first clashing shot instead of Rossi in that situation, taking him out. A bit of BM coming up from the side of GE. That's what they like to do when they establish their own dominance, and especially on their map. Like, this is their whole map pretty much, I would say, Oppo. You have to agree with me on that.
Oh man, Global Esports. You know, looking at the top 8 teams that were invited into the Invitational, we're looking at a track record. GE technically does have the best, the top. They are performing the best right now in this tournament. Everything that they have done in the past, they have achieved a lot. They have been top 2 many times in the Challengers series. So, you know, if we go by the statistics, Global Esports should be the #1 out of the rest of the 8. But the reason why the Invitational does exist is for a chance for all teams to show that, hey, we can come back and show you guys that we have improved and we can call ourselves #1. Now, 1-for-1 kill by Clouder with a beautiful double kill onto Skills and SK Rossi. He's just gonna back away. Now he has the op. He watches the recon bolt go out. And let's see if he does have the same kind of skill as Ayan, and Clouder does get the triple. It's Clouder with the op, and he's looking for his 4th kill. He's looking up, and he's very much ready. But Hellraiser's just hiding. It's just omen to omen. Last man standing. Hellraiser, he takes out the dark cover. Doesn't want to be taken out too quick. But man, 3 kills. this round, you gotta give props to him. Now, Reckoning Esports with the last couple of rounds in this first half, Magic number 4 is very important. So this round in particular, Reckoning Esports, they should look to secure 100%. But Hellranger's gonna take out Ayan. From a 1v3, it's now a 1v2. A little bit of fall damage, but that's not gonna hurt Hellranger all that much. He does get fired from behind, manages to keep himself safe, and Razor's gonna change up his positioning.
30
And now
seconds
from
left.
the shadows, we do see Hellranger make himself known on the A side. He's gonna get that spike plant down. 1v2. Aggressive. Take it away.
Cover going out.
This is gonna be super scary moving forward. If Hellranger clutches this out, it's gonna be very detrimental. But Razor heard the sound of the shrouded step, and he's gonna be able to go in for the defuse while being a Tarzan himself. He's just doing his gymnastics training while he's going in for that spike defuse in this scenario. Razor having fun with the ropes in this set line, but it's still gonna be an 8-3 score line moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. One more round for the
Last
for the
round
half
in
to
the
end.
half.
And let's see if they're going to be able to claw their way back to an 8-4 scoreline, a very respectable scoreline to move forward into their attacking half.
Indeed, right after that round, we saw Hellranger's face. He was shocked. Looked like he can't believe that Razor had done that to him. But hey, you know, it happens. 8-3. 5 rounds in the league, Global Esports, but Reckoning Esports looking to climb their way back up. And if anything that we have learned from map number 1, the scoreline was 13-9, and it's pretty close, you know, only with a 4-round gap, especially, you know, in an invitational like this where you see the best playing against each other. Reckoning, they have that power, but GE, if you can't stop their rampage and their momentum, you are going to miss out. Now SK Rossi playing around with Razor, and he's gonna fall. Global Esports, 2-man disadvantage. Reckoning, they are defending hard, and it does look like Lightning Fast might be sneaking in the back lines of defense, and Iron might just be one of the first casualties. Lightning Fast takes out Rio. Iron notices something is definitely wrong, but we do see bodies fall across the map. 2v3 situation. Global Esports is Hellranger and Kappa. What will they do in this scenario? We did nickname them a duo. We have seen some really great plays amongst the both of them. As Hellranger moves from the garage over to the B site, we do see the rotation coming in from RGE. Now the dark covers just to block off a little bit of vision, create some space for the attackers. Hellranger, he's looking for a teleport, and he goes right up into the dark cover. Very aggressive play.
30
And
seconds
Kappa
left.
does have the spike, so Hellranger, he might have to watch back to Kappa. Triss is going to take him out, and Iron was watching the perfect angle. That will be RGE securing Magic number 4 as
Switching
we
sides.
come to the end of the first half.
You don't really want to force mid whenever you're playing down in the map of Ice Walk. Yes, forcing mid is really good, but you need to have at least at the bare minimum of 2 people coming down from the side of mid and taking off-angle fights against the side of the defense. This is really important, and I do believe that Rossi, he bit more than he could chew in that situation, going in for the dash updraft play with his own knives to get that kill off onto the back of spawn. It really didn't work out in his favor, and this is what caused a lot of the issues to happen. And beautiful positioning coming out from the side of Reckoning Esports with the recon bolt and with the dark covers to completely take over any of the cyclones, and also use the operator so well, because on the map of Icebox, the operator is an absolutely insane weapon because of the long cyclones that you can hold, and if your positioning is on point, there is no angle that the operator cannot cover. Taking us to an 8-4 scoreline is gonna be the side of Reckoning Esports as they move on to their attacking half. Sorry. Here is where the real fun is about to begin, Oppo, because Razor, he is on that race, and if they brute force down onto this A side, I will say that is their strongest side in comparison to the side of B, which is a lot more difficult to take over. And mid as well is a bit more easier to take, but at the same time it's gonna be difficult because of not having a flash. So I do hope that Reckoning, they try to take over kitchen, they try to take over the A side as much as possible in comparison to B, just going in for fakes on the B instead.
Now the pistol round is all down to the accuracy. Razor, he's gonna get a little bit of help. Iron there securing the kill onto Hellranger. SK Rossi and Iron, they both pick up kills. Now 4v3 situation. Reckoning Esports, they're looking a little bit confident here, but Razor's gonna fall. And an even playing field, but Lightning Fast makes it an advantage for Global Esports as he finds Ian. Now the spy cam does spot out Rio, and
Last player
Trist
standing.
gets mowed down by Skills and Lightning Fast to wrap that up. An easy defuse for Global Esports, but they definitely took control there on the side of defense.
It is over.
I love the idea that the side of Reckoning had to take over mid control and then go down on the B, but at the same time, you are losing a lot of control on Snowman. Here's where Clouda is going to be coming into play. Clouda cannot die this early. You always want him to try to go in through the mid. So on the side of mid, there's like a small vents area. I don't know the exact call. Sorry, but there's like a vent angle that opens up to the entirety of Snowman, so you can use the Omen to go in for a teleport play straight onto the other side where Snowman is, and then you can get the off-guard kill onto a lot of members. Here's where the map control
Revealing area.
establishment needs to be coming into play, especially when you're on the attacking side. You need to take as much map control as possible before you execute down onto a sideline. This is what GE does always, and Hellraiser again with a cheeky angle down onto his right. He's gonna be able to go in for the spray. He gets two before he gets taken out by the hands of Triz, but Kappa's already there on his own, just getting that first initial kill of it. Clouda, beautiful control of the frenzy to take that kill down on the Lightning Fast. 2 headshots and 1 body shot to take him out. And Clouda, though, in this 1 versus 2 scenario, he might just be able to take it all away, but at the same time, it seems as though the entirety of GE, they're hunting for him, as he's gonna be moving forward.
Shadows
Clouda,
traveling.
beautiful plays with the dark cover, keeping them guessing that, hey, maybe he's coming around from the back, but it seems as though GE, they're having none of it. They're holding down the fort, and with 50 seconds left on the clock, he needs to try and go for this fight.
Clouda, he's gonna spot out Kappa, but Kappa's too quick, and that's gonna be double digits for Global Esports. And right across the scoreboard, Skills with 15 kills, Lightning Fast with 12. In a tie with Rossi. Hellranger and Kappa, 11 and 10 kills. You can see that GE is putting an equal amount of work amongst its members. You can see the teamwork and how they approach Icebox, and I really like it because the synergy is what is needed. It's a huge map. It can be tricky. There's a lot of turns and corners. There's a lot of heights to play with. You can be looking at someone who's on a lower ground or a higher ground. It can get very tricky, and synergy, teamwork, communication, that is so very much important. And on the side of RGE, Trist, they did start out on the side of defense, so Trist was definitely popping off, doing what he has to. And now on the side of attack, you know, I hope to see Razor and Ayan definitely take a bulk of the work, as well as Rio being able to get all that info for his teammates.
Cage
That would be
trigger.
an interesting fact, I would say, of how Reckoning are able to come back
Cage
on a lot of
trigger.
these rounds. Because,
They found my wire.
as I stated before, I really do like the idea of the race, but
Here.
I do not really see Reckoning going in for the sides that are strongest, and they're taking over mid, but they're not pushing deep into mid or taking some control of the back of mid to try and make the side executes a little bit more easier. No one's really pushing onto A, and I really hope that moving forward into the following rounds, at least on this round, they're going to be taking over that A side, and I do see the positioning coming out from them as they want to take over the A, but mid control needs to be established as well. This composition, it's going to be really difficult to
30
execute
seconds
unless you're
left.
winning every single one of your gunfights. And GE, they have so much confidence
Spike
in their
planted.
favor that winning gunfights, I do believe it's not going to be an option.
Rossi and Razor, 1-for-1 trade, man disadvantage, Global Esports. Reckoning. They have secured the spike plant, and this will really go well in their favor. But Kappa and Rossi, they're gonna find 2 kills, and Clouda gets a return. It's a 2v1 situation. Skills 1v1 against Clouda, and Skills is gonna come out on top. And this should be an easy defuse for Skills, but that's 11 points for Global Esports. And this is what we're talking about, because Skills, he just comes into a situation where it should technically be a disadvantage, but he makes it seem so easy, just picking up these kills. And, you know, he's having a really good day.
Out of turn.
Now, having a look here on the replay, Kappa and Rossi stepping in, but Skills there with the double just kind of sorted the situation out. It was a 4v3. So, you know, when it comes to picking up frags, every frag is so important in such a high stakes competition. So, you know, just like what the wall says, think outside the box, and you'll have everything sorted with when it comes to strategy and your team. Now the recon bolt taken out by SK Rossi as he moves into the hut area. Kappa looking for a great position on the side of defense. This is going to be Reckoning Esports moving through the middle area. And they're looking for this successful attack, full buys across the board, 1-for-1 trade. And I'm not exactly sure what the plans are for Reckoning
Spike's
Esports,
here.
but hey, they're making rotations happen. They've got to retrieve the spike and definitely secure the objective.
They're trying to take mid control once again to go down on this B side. Not really a lot of strategy changes coming out from the side of Reckoning, and this may just be a detriment because we know how good at reading the side of Global Esports are. And if you have lightning fast on your side, the aim is so crispy on this man. He's gonna be able to get 2 kills, take us down to a 3 versus 2 scenario, and with the neural theft as well, they know exactly where they are. And lightning fast with his positioning of his trap wire gets the catch onto Ion Q as if he's a fish out in the deep oceans, taking us down to this
30 seconds.
1 versus 3 situation. Not much that Triss can do as he gets taken out by skills because of the crossfire setup between him
Match
and
point.
Lightning Fast, and it's gonna be match point on the map of Icebox, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a do or die situation for the side of Reckoning Esports.
Under heavy pressure, Reckoning Esports, they're hanging by a thread. One mistake and Global Esports will continue their way in the upper bracket. And unfortunately for Reckoning Esports, they will be pushed to the
Here.
lower bracket. Now,
Here.
Global
Let's go.
Esports, they look so crisp on the side of defense. In fact, I feel that the way that Global Esports is approaching defense is a lot stronger in attack, and Reckoning Esports definitely a little bit of a struggle for them here, but Rossi shot down to just 1 HP. Skills is going to take out Clouder. Skills is looking for the second kill, and he's going to secure that with the reposition and the overhealing. He is going to run away into the tube. Rio wants to catch him out, tags him once with the Hunter's Fury. Second shot not going to connect, but the third does, and Skills is going to fall. Meanwhile, Ayan takes out Hellranger, even playing fields. Global Esports gonna lose one more member, and that is SK Rossi. Rio stepping up, but Lightning Fast is sneaking from behind. He picks up 1, 2, and it might just be 3.
God.
Lightning Fast could potentially wrap this up. Ion is firing away. It's a 2v1 situation. Lightning Fast, he's gotta reload, but he's taking out the classic, and Lightning Fast with a beautiful triple. 13-4. Great dominance for Global Esports. The happy faces, we see them, and GE will be moving on to the next stage, maintaining their position in the upper bracket. And unfortunately for Reckoning Esports, they still have one more chance, but they will be put in the lower bracket.
This was one of those matches that I would say a bit more lackluster. It seems as though the strategic aspects coming out from the side of Global Esports just triumphed over the entirety of Reckoning. And Reckoning, I really do have to commend them for the strategic plays and how they actually were able to come out on some of the rounds that they were able to take, but it seems as though Lightning Fast with his heroics was just a little bit too much.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about the match by moving into the LG Ultragear match highlights. And, this whole best of 3, we saw 2 maps, and Global Esports, they had a lot of dominance over Reckoning Esports. I will say in map 1, Reckoning Esports definitely put up a really good fight. But when it comes to map 2, Icebox is a new map. And we have seen many teams not really, many teams struggle to kind of figure out how Icebox works. Previously, our champions of the Challengers series, they didn't have too much of a good time on Icebox either.
Yeah.
But Global Esports, it seems like they are the only ones to have got it cracked out. And right now, GE is undefeated on Icebox, and I think that speaks volumes. So Reckoning Esports here having a tough time. They've got to go back to the drawing board and practice, just in case, this map might come up in the lower bracket against another team. So, if they are smart, they're gonna definitely just prepare for what lies ahead. But Reckoning Esports, great performance overall. It just wasn't their time today, but they still have a second chance. And as for Global Esports, great strategy. We see so much improvement and so much more synergy amongst the members. Lightning Fast fitting in like a perfect puzzle piece for GE. Skills was popping off. Rossi, Lightning Fast, Hellranger Kappa, everybody popped off. If it was not by picking up those frags, it was definitely by the usage of their abilities to control the area or gather that information. What are your afterthoughts, Aggressive?
This matchup really was in the favor of GE, as we stated before. And I have to say, like, watching GE play this map doesn't make me want to hate Icebox as much anymore, but at the same time, I do hate this map, and a lot of people do as well. But when you're at this level, when you are playing professionally, you need to make sure that every map is gonna be your playground, and GE made sure of that. They put in the hours, they put in the time to make sure that, hey, Icebox, this is our crutch map, and we're gonna be able to get that one up against any team that we play if Icebox is not gonna be in the ban phase. And their positioning just goes to show, like, when Lightning Fast has such crispy aim, when Rossi is going to be hitting all of his operator shots, there's not much that you can do if you're on the receiving end of the brunt of their damage. And I and from the side of Reckoning, I do have to say that, like, Icebox, it is a new map in their side. They don't really have I do believe they don't really have a lot of strategies built yet for this map. And hopefully moving forward down in the lower brackets, they're going to be able to tune up some of their strategic plays when it comes to the map of Icebox and finally take the one-up advantage and go in for the revenge story match that we all love to see moving forward as
Oh
we
yeah.
go down into this competition.
All right, we all love revenge stories, right? So let's hope that Reckoning Esports is going to come back even better, faster, and stronger with a whole lot of strategy for us to see. Reckoning Esports, unfortunately, you guys moved down to the lower bracket, but hey, you guys still have another chance. But ultimately, congratulations to Global Esports for winning the best of 3 today and moving on to the next stage of the tournament, maintaining their spot in the upper bracket. Now, guys, this is the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational you're watching, where the best teams of India are competing for the top spot. We have a prize pool of 3 lakh INR. It is insane. And, you know, I do believe that the winning team wins a total of 1.5 lakhs. So that is a lot of money up for grabs. Now, we have come to the end of the first half between Global Esports and Reckoning Esports, and we can see that GE has come out on top. Now, we will have a second half at 8 p.m. So remember to like this stream. It'll help us out a lot. Subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. And we hope to see you guys at 8 p.m. for the next matchup. Remember to check out the links in the description. I do believe we still have that sale on LG monitors, so do pick up one for yourself. Trust me, they're great. Treat yourself. It's 2021, a fresh beginning, and we have the invitational for you guys. So without further ado, we're going to end off this first half. Thank you for joining us. My name is Apollonia. I was your host and caster, and thank you, Aggressive, for joining me on the panel as a caster and analyst. And we also had CA from earlier before. So until later in the second half, take care, happy gaming, and we hope to see you guys.